So my name's Ruth Calderwood, and I'm going to be chairing this event today. I'm the chair of the EPIC Steering Committee, which is the Environmental Policy Implementation Community. As I expect most of you are aware, and EPIC is one of the communities that form part of the Institution of Environmental Sciences. So why have an environmental policy implementation community? Well, the country faces many environmental challenges, and as can be seen from these headlines, policy implementation can often be left wanting. Sometimes policy can be pushed through with the best of intentions, but insufficient consideration is given to how the desired outcomes will be achieved. When the government passes policy at national level, it often relies on local authorities and others working on the ground to roll the policies out and deliver them in practice. And to do this effectively, we need robust and coherent guidance, as well as evolving evidence on what actually works at the local level. So EPIC, therefore, is going to be bringing together professionals such as yourselves, local authorities, academia and policymakers and others to translate national policy ambitions into effective local action. So a bit about EPIC. We know from a survey that although most of you have heard of us, you don't know much about us and what we do. We are one of 8 communities in the Institution of Environmental Sciences, and the communities are essentially groups of people that come together around a shared goal and interest, and they're an effective way of allowing the IES to engage with its members. And this leads to an effective framework for the generation of ideas for events, publications, guidance and policy work. So EPIC was launched in February of this year, and it builds on the work of Environmental Protection UK, and this merged with IES after it dissolved as a charity last year. EP UK, for those not familiar, was a 125-year-old national charity. It acted as a forum for practical policy implementation, focusing on air quality, land condition and noise. And its members were environmental practitioners and experts working in local authorities, universities and industry. So EP UK believed that having effective environmental policy depends on the experiences of those who implement it. And this is very much the continuing ethos of EPIC. And on this slide is our mission, and I'll just read out the second sentence. We bring together voices to call for ambitious and deliverable policy and provide local authorities and other decision makers with the knowledge, insights and tools to help them deliver on the ground. And like all communities at the IES, EPIC is very much led by its members. So what do we actually do? Through our membership, with their wealth of experience, we're in a great position to understand some of the issues around the delivery of policy. We document and share good practice, develop guidance, act as a convening space for members, and we represent the voice of practitioners in our dialogues with organisations like the government and the Office for Environmental Protection. And by doing so, we're aiming to ensure that policy is not only ambitious, but deliverable. So since we launched in February, it's been a busy 6 months. Here are some of the things that we've already done. We've led a workshop on local nature recovery strategies and produced a follow-up report, which is available to read on the IES website. In our latest quarterly IES journal, there's a report that we published on biodiversity net gain. We've produced air quality and climate change guidance, which we're going to be hearing about this afternoon. We've been working with the Healthy Air Coalition, and that's a group of influential organisations who work together for better air quality. We've responded to consultations such as the proposed changes to permitted development. We've produced an implementation science discussion paper, which we're going to be hearing about this morning. And we've updated the EP UK petrol station guidance, which you can find on the IES website. So what does this all mean for you? Well, hopefully, if you're not already a member, you will consider joining after today. As a member, you'll be able to access webinars, workshops, conferences. You'd have access to and be able to shape, more importantly, briefings and reports on environmental delivery challenges. You'll also be able to receive support on good practice and implementation, and this will be informed by the Implementation Science Project. And you'll also receive quarterly EPIC member newsletters. So how do you join? If you're already a member of IES, it's free to join EPIC. And the good news for local authority environmental professionals is, as of today, we're offering free membership without being a member of IES. And we made this decision in response to budgetary constraints that local authorities face at the moment, whilst at the same time there's an increasing demand on local government for new policy regimes such as biodiversity net gain and local nature recovery strategies. So networks are more important than ever to ensure that local authority professionals have cost-effective access to evidence and best practice. Non-local authority environmental professionals, though, will have to be a member of IES to be able to join EPIC. So if you're interested in joining, you can complete a membership form, and a link should be posted in the chat. And if you're not able to do that or aren't sure about that today, you will be able to find it after the event on the IES website. So here is some of the information about EPIC. We have a steering committee, which I mentioned that I chair. It's made up of a range of people who are experts in environmental policy. So we have different topics on the steering committee. We've got Ellie Savage, who is employed by IES as our policy officer, and we also have representation from Environmental Protection Scotland. So supporting that, we have an advisory group, and that's comprised of experts in their particular field. So this group acts as an expert forum that we can call upon for advice when we're developing policy or guidance or responding to consultations. The members of the advisory group aren't necessarily members of IES, and it's a way for us to engage with organisations like businesses, campaign organisations, environmental lawyers, technology experts. They don't meet as a group as such, but are contacted by us on an ad hoc basis when we need their expertise. Our current subcommittees are listed here, and the other forum that we have is the Sound, Noise and Vibration Forum. This group is comprised of representatives from a range of organisations that deal with noise and acoustics. Largely, they do meet as a group. They have a work programme, and they respond to consultations like proposed changes to national planning policy framework, changes to permitted development, and they're going to be running events and campaigns.